we've experienced failure. We've lost an NFC Championship. We fell short. And we've been in that moment and we know how it feels. But now that we know how it feels, we know what we need to do to never feel that feeling again.
Between the duo of you and Jahmyr Gibbs, it's really, really cool to see. I know your productivity is very similar, but your running backs coach recently said, Scottie Montgomery mentioned how stylistically you two are very different. So I'm curious what you think that difference is between you and Gibbs when you look at yourselves play.
Yeah, I think the obvious difference is we just play a different kind of game, you know. Ja is special in his own light, and I'm special in my own light. But I think the difference that other people don't know about either is like how we are off the field. Like, I'm a big vet, but like I'm pretty serious all the time. And Jahmyr, he's young and he's goofy all the time. Like, I've never seen Jahmyr not laughing or not like making a joke or making everybody else, you know, laugh. And then you look over at me and I'm a serious guy. Sometimes like he helps me lighten up and help me laugh a little bit, or sometimes he got to be serious. He made me serious a little bit more. So I think that's like what I know outside of like the obvious of how we play the game, like how we are for each other.
Yeah, that's cool. Scottie also talked about how we haven't even seen what y'all are capable of accomplishing yet. So I'm curious how important that is for you to have someone rooting so hard for you, holding you and your guys to such a high standard, especially when we see running backs around the league fighting for more pay, and you've got this guy who's really trying to help you get to that level where there's no question about it. So how important is that to have someone in your corner like that?
Yeah, I think it's super important. Scottie, he he a different kind of dude. You know, he is very passionate, and if he care about you, he care about you. He willing to go to the end of the plank for you. And being able to have somebody like that who care about you and not really being related to you or not knowing you for a long period of time, it shows like the kind of guys, the kind of people, the kind of staff that, you know, they're building here in Detroit. And to know that I got somebody who care about me in the game and for the game, but somebody who cares about me even more outside of me playing football, I think for me, like that's something I always remember in my life. And my son will know this guy.
Yeah. I want to ask you about the Lions hangover. So every team you've played up until this point has suffered a loss the week after they played y'all. So I feel like you guys must really be beating opponents up this season or putting them through the ringer. Is that what you guys, have you guys noticed this?
I hadn't heard about it till you said something.
It's true.
Yeah, we really just be focusing on us and trying to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be. And I think with us doing so, you kind of get lost what's happening outside of you. Like we always focus on the team that's in front of us and focus on our task at hand. And yeah, so I mean, I hope that continues.
All right. Y'all are coming off a bye week, but you've got a few really tough matchups coming up between the Cowboys and the Vikings. How nice did it feel to get that mini break from game day? And also, how are you feeling about that game plan heading into the Cowboys matchup?
Yeah, I always feel pretty good about our game plan. Ben Johnson does a great job preparing us and make sure that we know everything that we know so we can be prepared for the game. And they sacrifice a lot of time away from their families. Like, there's a lot of coaches who sleep there. Like, it's crazy. It's, some stuff that they go through. So I'm appreciative of those guys and, you know, Ben putting together a game plan that works for us. And I think we're not really looking at like anybody outside of like who's in front of us. So right now we just focus on the Cowboys. We know we got a tough schedule ahead of us, but right now we can't get to the next team until we handle the team that's in front of us. So that's what's important. So.
Yeah. Every Cowboys fan is going to want to see the team finally win at home and try to upset y'all. So I say this kind of tongue-in-cheek, but why are Dallas fans out of their mind in that respect for thinking that they might upset y'all?
I don't know. I'm not giving that any energy. I'm just going to focus on us, and we're going to handle our business and be the best versions of ourselves that day and see where the chips may fall.
There you go. You mentioned not looking too far ahead, but following this game, of course, it's the Vikings, and no doubt I feel like that's going to be a really cool game to watch because it's really going to show if the Vikings actually have it together or not against the strongest competition in the division, which is you guys, and I believe you could speak very well to this, but seeing Sam Darnold thrive in Mini and the whole team doing what they need to do to win these games, and the same for your team and Dan, what makes a coach a true leader and someone who really helps to make their team greater than just the sum of its parts?
I think being able to hold like the best players to the same level of accountability that you would hold to any other player on the team. Knowing that like no one's untouchable. You know, everybody got to do their part and everybody got to do their job. And if you don't, you'll know about it. You know, I think that creates another level of preparation, like for us and you as an individual. You try to get yourself ready for a week knowing that everybody's counting on you. So it's important. I think that's the most important thing that Coach Campbell displays to us. And he's a player's coach. You know, he cares about his guys. He cares about the players, you know, and he wants the best for us. And however we think that'll help, he's always open to help and to make it more beneficial for us.
For sure. Last few questions here for you. So if you had to describe your team this season so far in one sentence, what would you say and why?
When I said one sentence, it's a good question. I'd probably say the team, we are a group of guys who experience downfall, but through the downfall has sights on the upcoming. And I only say that to say like we've experienced failure. We've lost an NFC Championship. We fell short. And we've been in that moment and we know how it feels. But now that we know how it feels, we know what we need to do to never feel that feeling again.
I like that.
Yeah, I think that that's the best way to describe us.
That's inspiring me over here, and I don't even play football. I'm like, let's go. Last question for you, David, but obviously you guys are well known for your Thanksgiving games, but I have to ask you, what is your favorite thing about playing on Thanksgiving, and how do you make the most of being apart from your family? Because, you know, I myself too don't always go home for Thanksgiving, so I know it's kind of tough, but I can only imagine, you know, playing in front of tons of people on Thanksgiving and you've got this game plan and all this, but how do you make the most out of that moment?
Just being thankful for those guys who sacrificed their Thanksgiving to be there where I'm at. I look at it like I'm not the only one who feels that way being away from their family on Thanksgiving. And I know that, and those guys around me feel the same way. So it makes us want to play for each other even harder. And I also understand like it allows me to be grateful for the family that I do have and understanding that I'm blessed and I'm supported.
Hey sports fans, if you want to see more conversations with athletes and stars, check out these videos right here and be sure to subscribe for more from USA Today Sports.